Chasing 700 is sponsored by CarShield.
The nearly 100,000 fans who came through the turnstiles at Busch Stadium for today's doubleheader against the Reds may have come hoping to see an Albert Pujols home run. They didn't, but they did see two of the best starts of the season, courtesy of these two guys. Game 1 had Dakota Hudson on the hill, back from his stint in Memphis, and he looked great. This guy has looked great since the calendar turned to September. Yadier Molina, 2-run shot, that made it 5-0. But it was Dakota's day in Game 1. 8 innings, no earned runs. Cards take Game 1 by the score of 5-1. Game 2 time, Jose Quintana on the hill, and he followed Hudson's lead. The only problem was Hunter Green was just as good for the Reds. 6 innings, no runs, and 11 strikeouts in just 6 innings for the flamethrower Green. Quintana, he went 8 innings, allowed just 2 hits, and also didn't allow a run. So we found ourselves in the 11th. Goldie at the plate, smokes it to third, and the ball smokes Andrew Kisner coming home. He's safe. Cardinals walk it off 1-0, and the Reds are upset, saying Kisner was out of the baseline coming home. So what did he have to say?
It just happened to be that was the play that I decided, you know, this is my chance to win, help the team win, and it ended up working out. But yeah, it was a good base running play. We work on it, so I'm glad to see it actually come to fruition and work out in an actual game.
It's a big deal whenever you get to witness a first ever, and that's exactly what we got to see tonight out in St. Charles. Lindenwood football played their first ever home game as a Division I program, and it was one to remember. Everybody was fired up in St. Charles tonight. Players, students, they love the camera, and the stands were absolutely packed as the Lions faced Kaiser University, and it was a fun one. Cade Brister to Peyton Rose right there. That's good for the first score of the game and a Lions lead. Then the big one. Brister found Kobe Smith for a 78-yard touchdown. He's able to walk it in. He's coming right at our photographer Bob Hain on the nice shot. And Lindenwood wins their first home game as a D1 program, big time, 37-3 over Kaiser. Few hours west to Columbia, where it was also a good day for Mizzou against Abilene Christian. It was a 30-4-17 win for the Tigers, thanks in part to a pair of East St. Louis receivers. Luther Burden III did his thing with an electrifying punt return TD, and Dominic Lovett had 2 touchdowns and 132 yards receiving. And Coach Drink knew Lovett had this kind of day in him.
I mean, we knew he was an electric player. We've known that since we've been recruiting him. And I think the consistency that he's approached every day with, and I think the consistency, the young man is a competitor. And there's another guy out there that he's competing, you know, he'll always compete with himself, but he wants to let everybody know he's from East St. Louis too.
All right, how about some love for SIU Carbondale football today? The Salukis went all the way up to Chicago to take on Northwestern and came away with one of the biggest wins in school history. SIU beats Northwestern 31-24, their first win over a Big Ten team since 2006. Congrats to the Salukis. Albert Pujols update, no homers tonight, still at 698. Only one more game against the Reds tomorrow until they go on a West Coast road trip. So I don't want to spoil anybody, but it might be an away game where he hits 700. He's still going to get there, but it might be on the road.
All right. Well, all eyes will be watching.
We'll see.
Thank you, Court.
Maybe 2 tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Let's
Yeah,
just do that, get it over with. You're positive.